it was a fun opportunity. The night at the Preds was outstanding. MTSU night was outstanding. We showed up, we showed out. I saw you with your jersey on, Chip, so you fully represented, but it was a good time. And, hey, Preds won, so you know what? Lucky 15. We did it.
There you
MTSU in the house.
That's right. Talk about today and what today meant, not only from a football standpoint. You had a lot of special people here today.
Yeah, today was one of those days where stars aligned and we had an opportunity to get on the grass and not only play football, but really bring special people in. We had alumni, we had folks who are really some of our strongest donors, some of our strongest supporters. I mean, they showed up today to hear about NIL. It was an NIL practice, and that was outstanding, just to be able to educate them on how NIL is going to be done here through our collective, Raiders Rising. So I thought the educational piece was very informative. Today, having Coach Boots Donnelly back on campus, he hadn't been here in a while, just in terms of a practice. So to get him out and to see some of his former players here, talking to him, it was, it was sort of sentimental. I think this much. He cares about this place. We care about this place. MTSU is a wonderful place. It's got great bones, and he's part of the history of MTSU football. So to get him back out here today, it's been a while trying to get him back, right? Like the idea of just coming out to practice. He didn't want to do it, but I begged him, and I stuck with it. I'm pretty persistent, and he showed up. So I'm thankful that he came out and had a chance to talk to our student athletes about MTSU football, its history, its legacy, and what he wants to see from them and what it takes to be able to be successful here at MTSU.
You've gotten out of the gym, gotten out of classroom, getting on the grass here for 3 or 4 days now.
Right.
How do you feel about where you are right now?
Good football team, work in progress. Every day's a job interview. Everybody's fighting for jobs right now, and I think that's important. It's competitive. We saw today it got a little chippy, right? So it's competitive. We just want to make sure that it's competitive but not combative. So, like with that being said, we had a little, little dessert after practice today to help guys or remind guys that football's a game to be played. So we'll play up to the line but never across the line. And I think this group has great energy. Coach Donnelly probably said it best. He said he came out here and he saw how this group moved. We move around in practice. We don't stand around. Coaches pop from place to place. Players pop from place to place. We got work to do, and we got a short amount of time to get it done. And that's what I want. Energy begets energy. Our coaches have great energy. Our players have great energy, and it leads to us being able to get good work done.
All right. Brody, talk a little bit about these first 3 or 4 days of getting out here and actually getting on the field and getting out of the classroom.
Oh, I think obviously the excitement's really high, and our players are excited to be out here. There's good competition going on. I'm really pleased with the physicality of the front and how they're competing right now. Now it's just being consistent and trying to level out. Like, you got to get the pass game to catch up in this period, or get the run game to catch up in this period, and make it a complete unit. But overall, their effort and their attention and their want to is really good.
Style of play is going to change a little bit from what they've been used to. Have they been soaking that pretty well?
Yeah, I think they're excited. I think anytime you have a change, there's a lot of anxiety, and the first thing that I was going to try to do and our staff was going to try to do is come in and make sure that they were excited about what we were going to do, because we're going to do it for them and do it built around them and what they can do successfully. So I think there's been a lot of buy-in and excitement.
Everybody, when they talk to the OC, wants to talk about quarterbacks. You've got a crowded quarterback room,
Yeah.
but that makes for great competition.
Yeah, that's the beautiful thing about quarterback is you got to build that room on competition. The best competition is with yourself, because the neat thing about quarterback competitions, right, is those guys can't do anything about the play of the other guy. Right? It's not like you're guarding a guy one-on-one, but all they can do is compete with themselves and make sure that their last rep was better, or their next rep's better than their last, or this practice is better than the last. So that's kind of the competition part of it, and then it shakes out how it shakes out.
When you all went through Football 101, has that helped getting on the field and getting from the point of thinking to playing?
Yeah, I think so. There's been a lot of emphasis on situational football and, how do you treat third down? How do you treat the red zone? And I think those things will correlate once we get in those situations. Right now, I'm not going to lie to you. I think there's a lot of just trying to make sure I keep my head above water, and not necessarily worried about what down it is or where the ball is. And they're more, living in a silo. Like, am I doing my job? And then eventually they'll be able to progress to that. But none of it's wasted time.
What do you think you can get done in the next week of this 3-week spring practice?
All right, so I think that if we had a goal and before our next break on Wednesday, because we practice on Monday and Tuesday, and if I had a goal, I think that if we could try to be a little bit more getting outside that silo. Like, for example, right, my tackle, right, is he aware of what the tight end's job is, so it'll make his job easier? The quarterback, can we get on the same page with the wide receiver in regards to steps and timing? So then you start bringing the pieces together, and I think it looks more football-ish than just guys running around doing their job. So that'd be my goal, is try to put the pieces together in the next couple of practices.
3 days, 4 days now on the grass, back where you belong, right?
That's exactly right.
Talk a little bit about how this week's been. It's been exciting for you?
Very, very exciting. But we're going to use all 15 practices, to determine who's who. But it's been good. Today went well. First day in pass, first day thudding each other. I thought that was very competitive. It was awesome.
Yep. A lot of guys out here and trying to sift through, and you're learning a lot. I mean, you can learn a lot in the gym, but once you get out here doing football things, talk about what you have learned about this group so far.
First of all, they're resilient. They're tough kids. I like them. We're just teaching them right now to do what we want them to do the way we want them to do it. And then so the more we detail it, the better they get. They're good. They're quick learners. They're doing the best they can. We're getting the full effort out of them. I'm pretty excited.
Yeah, and soaking in expectations, that's a big deal. And it seems like that's the standard Coach Mason wants to set.
Yeah, the standard is the standard. We want to be the best person, football player, coach's husband that we could be. That's the standard. So every day you walk on the field, you step out here, step into meetings, you want to be the best person you can be.
Position groups on defense, who's in the lead right now?
I can't really say. What I will say is that everybody's working hard. We're going to use all 15 practices to determine who's who.
I asked Bodie this too. Talk a little bit about how, when you guys went through Football 101, how that has helped get on the field and where there's less thinking and more playing.
Well, it helped a lot of ways. One of the ways was to teach them our language. There's a lot of things you could call the red zone, the maroon zone, the green zone. It just depends where you are and who you're with. We got them to learn our language, speak our language, and then now we can detail it the way we do it, the way MTSU does it now.
Marvin, just talk about getting back out here and first 3 days of practice. What has it been like?
First and foremost, I just want to give glory and thanks to my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. The first 3 days coming back out, man, it's been a pleasure. It's been electric being out here with new additions like Brandon Harris, James Mons from Indiana and Wake Forest. Just having some veteran guys in the room and just picking up where we left off from last year. We finished the year good, got some time to play, and now I'm coming in and just trying to really establish my role as a leader and just really seeing what culture we have as a team here. And I really like the way things are set up. We got a lot of experience from the coaches who were pro, XFL, all types of experience, and coming from Power 5. So it's just been electrifying. It's been controlled, composed, and we've been competing. I know you see it out there. We're getting gritty, and, it's exactly the way I expected it to be.
What about going through the Football 101 classes? How much did that help once you guys got on the field?
So, yeah, it really helps just seeing the game from a kid standpoint. It's been a while since we actually just went back and went over the basics and learned coverages from square one. And, it's really translating to the field for me, just knowing what other people have to do on each level of the field. And it's just making the game flow through easier.
Frank, you got a busy running back room. Talk a little bit about that and about, old guys, new guys.
It's a deep running back room. We've got a lot of different potential. We got a couple new guys in. We still got the same running back room that we have, but it's just a lot of depth, and we're trying to work out who's who and where everybody's going to fall. Right now we're just working on grinding, learning the playbook, learning the schemes, you feel me, knowing where to go and how to go about it.
Have you enjoyed being up at 5:30 in the morning?
It's something new, but it's like something I always wanted. Like, it feel like real football. Like, it's something that I got to work through, you feel me? I mean, yeah, but we got to work through it and just keep pushing. So I feel like it's going to make us a better man at some point.
Talk about what today's practice was like. Finally got some pads on.
Yeah, you know, pass is my favorite, but I ain't really get too much action. I just feel like I ain't really have a great day, but it's so much more I can work on, and that's what I need to do to improve myself and this team.
What do you feel like you need to improve on the most?
Just my aiming points and knowing where to go, reading the defensive line and the linebackers, just stuff that Coach Lowry taught us